right, there we go.
In our top story, it's daylight savings time again.
What if we don't get any information now?
No, it's daylight savings soon.
So it's only 2 o'clock.
Listen, I can't go in the morning because my bubby, I got to change the clocks. Daylight savings.
And there's one thing that I know that you don't.
No. And what is that, dude?
Daylight savings time.
Daylight savings time.
It is scary.
Good morning, everybody. It is the KCHW Morning Show. Sorry about the cough. We are here with myself, Chuck Ritchie, and Scott Allen. Sorry, I got a cough welling up here on me. Good morning, sir. It's daylight savings time. It's affecting my throat. Good morning. That was good timing, huh?
Chuck's laughing because I'm showing my age online.
That's right. Sorry, I was going to say something, but I'm not going to, Scott.
It's okay. Yeah, I played those Baldy sound effects
Right?
last week.
I was going to say,
over and over.
You've been showing your age for quite some time, Scott.
Oh.
No.
First stinger. All right. Good morning, everybody. Chuck, how you doing?
I'm doing good, except for this cough, apparently. But I'm doing good. How are you?
All right. As you can see, though, I'm not looking too well.
Looking a little old there.
Yeah. And having this blinking problem with my big eyes.
Oh, there they go. Is that a new mole I see in your forehead, Scott?
It is. It's just a little bonus if you're watching this morning. This kind of looks weird. I'm scratching my nose, but it's my face.
It's kind of distracting.
You know, there's going to be somebody today, probably Ken, that will post that this is a better look for me.
Probably, but the hair goes good with it.
You like it?
Yes, especially the bald head. It makes you look like you got like the world's best skullet.
Wait a minute, I'm bald now.
Well, hello, Baldy. Hey, Baldy.
All right. A little fun with special effects on the green screen this morning. Let's get started and take a look at our weather and our ski report. And, of course, that's made possible this morning by a donation from 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort. We'll start off with weather and then toss it to Chuck. 52 degrees today under sunny skies.
That's right.
Wow, that'd be good for my age spots.
It's spring. You know,
I'm gonna need some.
It feels like spring, but don't let that fool you because this is probably that first fake spring that we get every year.
Yeah. That's Val was talking about that yesterday. The potential to have some crops damaged and stuff like that. So yeah, that's.
All
right.
Although it does look pretty good it does look pretty good for the foreseeable future. So there's that.
It does. We'll talk about this extended forecast.
Yeah.
52 for your Friday under partly cloudy skies. 32 for an overnight low. Not sure if I mentioned it is down to 28 tonight. Now Saturday, 53 and 37 as the clouds move in. They'll hold in that heat. Continue that on Sunday, 56 and 36. Strange thing here, only a 5% chance of rain both days, even with that cloud cover. On to Monday, we go 52 and 34 for the high and low under partly cloudy skies. So we've got partly cloudy skies, and we still have an overnight low of 34 degrees. Looking at next week, going on from the 11th there after Monday, we have on Tuesday, we have 48. And then the next day, 46, 46, 45, 45, 44, 49, 50, 51, 51. It's looking like maybe it won't happen.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, we might get that like early April little blast. You know.
Yeah.
But with the trend in the temperatures this winter, we haven't really we had like 1 week where it got almost zero. You know, we haven't had any kind of that's really distracting. No, we haven't had any real cold this year. It's been, you know, pretty moderate. So it's making me think maybe this might actually be the end of winter coming up on us really soon.
Yeah, I like how you hesitated to say it, though.
Yeah, I hate to tempt fate, but you know, at the same time, you know, the lack of snow and everything this year is concerning, but at least we've got a lot of snow up at the mountain.
Yes.
For instance, at the base of the mountain, we have a snow depth of 62 inches currently with a temperature of 26 degrees, 0 to 5 mile an hour winds, good visibility with no precipitation and sunny skies. Then up at the summit, we have 157 inches. No new snow in the last 24 hours, but 3 inches in the last 48 hours. Currently 22 degrees, 7 to 9. That one's really scary. 7 to 9 mile an hour winds, good visibility, no precipitation, sunny skies. Surface conditions are listed as groomed with soft new snow and tracked new snow. 90 trails are open. 33 of those have been groomed. For more information about mountain conditions or events happening at 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort, you can visit ski49n.com. Scott is doing his best to throw me off this morning, and it's working.
Again, bonuses for watching online.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Let's see. Weather and your ski report made possible by a donation from 49 Degrees Mountain Resort. Thank you guys for supporting
Yeah.
public radio. We've got some other cool things happening at the radio station. So
We
let's
do.
pause for a minute and talk about it because we are just a couple days away from our big birthday party.
We are. I'm actually really excited about this. I think it's going to be a great day. There was a great article that came out today in the Independent, so you can check that out. We're on the front page talking about our birthday and the celebration and the show coming up and everything we got going.
Thank you, Jared.
Yeah, I've got it over there. I meant to hold it up in front of the camera, but I don't have it here, and I don't think people could read it anyway. But yeah. So Saturday morning, we're going to kick things off at 10 a.m. with a pancake breakfast right here at the KCHW Theater. You can take a tour around, see some of the improvements we've made, come hang out and meet myself. Margie's going to be here, one of our board members. Everybody loves Margie. We're going to be making some pancakes, probably some sausage, have some coffee going, and then come back later in the day. Doors open at 5:30. We have Nathan Chartre, an amazing local musician. He did some traveling. Now is back in Chewelah. He's going to be opening things up for Nate Ostrander, which Nate, he's amazing. If you didn't make it here during Winterfest to see his band Karma Circle play, the guy's vocals, his guitar playing, like at a professional big arena concert level, the guy is absolutely phenomenal. I found out yesterday he is going to be bringing Ron Green with him. Yeah,
No
right?
way.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah.
Yeah, my eyes gone.
Yeah, right? So yeah, he's going to be bringing Ron Green. He's going to come play keyboards with Nate. So I was super excited about that.
Funny that they know each other. Some folks might remember it was one of my favorite morning show music broadcasts. Ron came over from Coeur d'Alene. He's a regional artist and he's based out of Coeur d'Alene. He's got a band and he does solo stuff. And he came over and did a solo show, one of our first concerts. And the thing that was so amazing about it, I had never seen Ron play in person. I just watched him online, and he didn't bring his whole band. He came by himself, and he was using the foot pedal, what they call a looper,
Yeah.
to make it sound like there was more musicians. And it was the first time that I saw somebody use a looper where you couldn't tell they were using one.
Nice.
He must have, and I'm sure it's the kind of equipment you buy and all that kind of stuff. But it was totally amazing that it was so smooth and seamless. Ron can do a variety of music himself. So what a pairing, Chuck.
Yeah.
That is a major score. And if people remember, the thing I liked about Ron, he came over for Coeur d'Alene in the morning, at 7:30 to get set up and performed live, which is a daunting task. And during the interview process of that, I kept saying, I felt bad that he had to drive over here, gas money, that kind of stuff. So he did a joke. I said, "Did you bring any CDs to sell?" And he says, "As a matter of fact, I've got a bunch of CDs for sale in my trunk." And when the show was over and I walked him to the door and we opened it, there were 15 people from Chewelah standing outside in the parking lot waiting for him to come out the door so they could buy a CD.
Oh, that's awesome.
And what a great thing for him to drive all the way over here and then have actually people waiting in the parking lot for him when the show was over because he was so good.
That's
So
incredible.
yeah, this is gonna be a big show. If you miss it, you're really missing out. There's not a ton of stuff going on this weekend to compete with it for fun. So come and hear some of the best live music you're ever gonna hear in Chewelah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so
It's
Nate,
gonna be
it's going to be a great show. He's going to be doing songs, all original music from his new album, Lover's Will. And that album being produced by Donnie Emerson, if you're unfamiliar with the Dream and Wild story. I've talked about it quite a bit, but, early or mid-70s, high school garage band, puts out an album, doesn't really gain much traction until 40 years later. gets picked up by some vintage record collectors and actually turns into a huge hit. And they've made a film about it that came out in 2022. Casey Affleck is playing Donnie. Zoe Deschanel, I believe, plays his love interest. Kind of a cool story, and he's involved in the project. He's producing the new album for Nate. So kind of a local regional legend in music.
You are so excited about this. I think everybody in Chihuahua heard that story now.
I know, but it's fun, and it was fun too because somebody from North Carolina sent me the story because I hadn't heard about it until recent about a year ago, and somebody sent me that story, again from North Carolina, and I was like, wow, that's cool. And then next thing I know, with Craig and everybody, they're like, hey, you got to meet these guys and talk to this guy, and I met Nate, and we had him on the show a few months ago, and just starting to things are starting to jive. I love it.
Excellent.
And you look excellent, sir.
Thank you.
No,
Like
really
a British rock star from 1860. There we go.
nice. Yeah, and check out
Good job.
check out the Independent. Check out the article in the Independent. It's got some great stuff. Says some great stuff about you, Scott, and starting the station. And yeah. So just really happy to be here and doing this stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Kind of going along with all that, tomorrow on the morning show, maybe a special announcement about Craig.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a tease.
Yeah.
So if you tune in tomorrow, Craig will be on the morning show with Chuck, and we got a special announcement about Craig.
We do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exciting.
The-
All right, were you ready with breakfast and lunch for the kids this morning, Chuck, or do you need some help?
No, I got it. I got it right here. It's this menu this month is a little hard to read for the breakfast menu, so I will make my way through here. Looks like we have French toast sticks with syrup, fruit or juice, or fruit breakfast parfait, which is with granola, fruit or juice, a variety of cereal with a cheese stick or yogurt, and then a bread or muffin with again cheese stick, yogurt, fruit or juice. And then for lunches, we have, let's see, actually this one is reloading again when I clicked on it. Of course. So today we have, this actually sounds pretty good, a crispy chicken wrap with chips and fruit and veggie.
Nice. All right.
There we go.
Let's take a look at some things that are happening around our area today. Food bank opens 10 to 2. Okay. Then tonight, it's going to be a beautiful evening, too. I look rather stupid. I'm going to take this off. It's going to be a beautiful evening, too, for our first Thursday Art Walk on the streets.
Yes.
And it's a continuation of Winterfest and perhaps some better weather to enjoy Winterfest. So you've got, I believe, like an enormous amount of artists. I think I saw yesterday like 13 different artists.
No.
Am I way off?
You're way off. I believe it was 49 different artists. It's in
Let's
the 40s.
find out. It just opened. 43 different
43.
artists and 89 works of art for the Winterfest show
Yeah.
at the Trails End Gallery. And then, of course, we have artisan art at various restaurants and eateries and bars downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of come out, enjoy the nice weather, and check out some great art before it goes away, because this is
Exactly.
the continuation of Winterfest. So it is your last chance to see these goodies.
And
All right.
sometimes you got to go. Oh, sorry. What was that?
Go ahead.
No,
I said tonight, 5 to 8.
that's right. Sometimes you got to go more than once, because I know last time I was there, I spent the whole entire time staring at one painting. So and then
Or there's people maybe standing somewhere where you didn't notice one, because your view was blocked or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like shopping in a store that has a lot. You can do a second round and see things you didn't see the first time.
And there is a whole wall, a whole section of scratch art, where they paint the canvas with various colors and then scratch that paint away to then create the artwork. And there's one, it's a still life, it's kind of like your standard, sort of, I forget the era, but like still life with fruit and pictures and stuff on a table, but it's done with scratch art. And it is so detailed. You can see the individual fibers within the individual knots of the lace on the tablecloth. It is unreal. And
I did my first attempt at painting,
yeah.
and it looks like I was channeling Stevie Wonder.
Hey, see, Stevie Wonder just called to say you can't paint.
Even he could tell.
Yeah. And then
So
also
bad.
at 7 p.m., we're going to be making a special announcement there. It's going to be myself and Nandis. We will be announcing the winner of the People's Choice Award.
Ooh,
Yeah.
how fun.
Yeah, and voting will go right up until, I believe, about 6:30, 7 o'clock. We will be announcing the winner of the People's Choice Award. So,
All right.
yeah.
Let's see. And then you have a Chamber of Commerce meeting 7 a.m. on Friday if you're involved with the Chamber. And then our big show for your Saturday night. As Chuck said, doors open at 5:30. Show starts at 6. Nathan Chartre, Nate Ostrander, and special guest Ron Green. Going to be a big, big show and a big, big birthday party. Don't forget breakfast that morning at 10 and then the show that night at 5:30. So if you want tickets to the show, plus it's our birthday, so it's our annual membership drive. So you can come by Saturday morning. We're also going to have membership letters. If you're a current membership, they're going to go out next week, but we will have forms if you want to be a first-time member, and you can come in and enjoy our free breakfast, get a tour of the radio station, find out what we're doing, and give us a donation with that membership. Remember, anytime you give any money to KCHW, whether it's a membership in our radio guild, and by the way, that gets you discount on concert tickets.
It
So
does, yeah.
yeah, you will. I kind of lost my train of thought there. Sorry. I got, concert tickets. But anytime you make a donation, it is tax deductible, and that's whether you're getting a membership in the Radio Guild. They start at $20, go up to $102.70 for 102.7. That top level is a gold level, and it is for businesses or anyone that wants to give a larger donation. And that comes with some on-air thank yous, some discounts if you want to sponsor our programming. Now, sponsoring program is the announcements you hear at the top and the bottom of the hour. This hour of programming made possible by a donation from. Those two things, sponsorships and memberships, are how we keep KCHW on the air for Stevens County and Chewewa. That is how we do it. Also, grants. Grants during COVID were easy. As we can tell by watching the news, everything is going away. 2025 going to be a very important year to support public radio and the services and the connections that we provide to Stevens County with no outside influence from like the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, any networks, stuff like that. So you're keeping it live and local and serving our own community. And we are powered all by local volunteers. And we only have one paid employee, and that is Chuck Ritchie, who's doing an awesome job.
Oh,
thank you,
thank you.
Chuck.
Still halftime volunteer.
And halftime.
I'm volunteering right now.
Chuck gets paid for 5 hours a day, but puts in 10.
On a good day.
And that's the thing with the public radio station. That's all we can afford to pay Chuck is for 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I'm being honest about that. So the money that you spend goes to really keeping the radio station thriving and being a part of the community and allowing Chuck and the board of directors to come up with new and fascinating ideas. The whole local news thing started when Chuck came on board. And I think that's, we would do interviews and stuff with local people, but having a local newscast that affects our region is a big deal. And thank you. We had some help getting it started, and that person had to leave, but she's still writing copy for you, isn't she?
Yeah. Levon is down in the south where it's warm. Still writing the news for us every day, scouring the local papers and finding stuff online about stuff happening in our region. And
that's modern technology is so cool. She came to Chewewa, hung out for what, about a year.
Yep.
And she's retired, and then went on her way, but loves radio and loved the little radio station so much that she's been gone now, 6-9 months, and she's still providing the news copy for us. So a big thank you to Levon. It's kind of like me being over here in Maine, but I can't keep my fingers out of things.
Exactly. And Levon is just the best. She's such a sweet lady. I love her so much.
Right. All right. So
we
big
didn't
show.
We didn't tell people. We haven't
What's
told
that?
people where they can get tickets for that show yet.
Oh, please, Chuck.
Yeah. So tickets are available online at kchw.org. We have a pinned post and as well as many posts about it on our KCHW Radio Facebook page, or you can go to Valley Drug Company or Acres United Drug to get those tickets.
And if it's kind of, if you have a hard time remembering that, kchw.org, you can always do northernlightspublicradio.com. So
There you go. Was that a dig at me, Scott?
no,
Oh,
not at
oh.
all. I just, sometimes call letters can be, it seems like it's second nature for us because we say them every time we open a microphone. But a lot of times people, it's not something that they really tune into, and they might go, what, it was KC something. But
No.
we were really lucky. Those call letters themselves, having the CHW in there. In this day and age, there are so many radio stations across America. Finding cool call letters is impossible. Those call letters, there was a station briefly on the air in Chihuahua for about a year and a half. It was a public radio station as well, but the two founders had passed away within 6 months of each other, and it went dark. But they had the call letters KCHW. It'd been off the air for about a decade when I came back to town.
Wow.
And something happened at the FCC, and those call letters were frozen in the system. They should have went back into the pool when that station went dark, but they never did. And I worked with a lady at the FCC, and she goes, I can't activate them because somebody will take them. You need to fill out this form, and this form, and then call me on the phone. And I will, as we're talking, I will release them, and you can apply for them. She goes, if you don't do that, somebody's going to get them before you do. So it was really kind of a, kismet that we got those call letters back, number one, from the original radio station, and that they were available and that they fit our town. KCHW. Ka-choo!
That's awesome. Oh, Gesundheit.
Thank you.
No, I thought you were joking because I couldn't get logged into our Zoom today, and it took me forever to realize it was because I was using our email as KCWH. It took me forever. Why is this not working, Scott? Did you change the password?
That darn dyslexia. All right. There's some stories about us, and thanks for putting up with that on the morning show. Let's move along. Just a few news headlines. News is really scary past few weeks. We're going to open up with European leaders at an emergency summit today to discuss shoring up defenses and protecting Ukraine amid increased uncertainty over U.S. support in the country's war against Russia. What has our president done to Ukraine today? He's trying to deport Ukrainians out of America.
Of course he is.
U.S. CIA Director John Ratcliffe said yesterday that the U.S. had stopped sharing military intelligence with Ukraine. Comes days after a pause on weapons shipments as President Trump pressures Ukraine to cooperate in peace talks, which many also think is pressure to cave into Russia. French President Emmanuel Macron said last night Europe needs to be ready for the U.S. to not remain by our side. Wow. He added that France may use its nuclear arsenal to protect EU allies and that the bloc will take decisive steps forward without the United States.
Wow.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I believe it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago that NATO actually met without the United States.
Yep.
With the topic being, what do we do about the United States?
I'm embarrassed.
It's scary. It's terrifying.
It is scary. Embarrassing. Here's another one that should embarrass you. Veterans Affairs. Secretary Doug Collins confirmed that the department is cutting 72,000 jobs because of Trump's new orders. Let's see. White House agreed to do a month-long delay on tariffs for automakers Ford, Stellantis, and GM. Also, he's thinking of a 1-month delay for produce from Mexico because people are freaking out, rightly so. So he might be backing off on that one a little bit too, hopefully. We don't need higher grocery prices. This is one thing we really don't need right now.
No, our economy is already on a hair's edge right now. It's hair's edge, is that even a thing? I'm starting it. But yeah, it's not good, and prices are going to continue to go up under these disastrous policies. People were tricked into voting for things that are clearly not happening, that never were intended to happen, and it's people should be mad on both sides.
Quick look at sports. Let's see. Cleveland Cavaliers became the first team to clinch a spot in the playoffs after their 112-107 win over the Miami Heat yesterday with a 52-10 record this season. They're currently the best in the league. More sports news on the court. Jury-ridden Sixers tip off their final regular season matchup with the Celtics tonight, 7:30 Eastern, TNT. In the rink, Flames look to end their road trip on a high note when they face the Stars at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. A quick look at sports. Some other headlines. I'm just going to roll through these.
Okay.
I mentioned the Ukrainians who fled to the U.S. Now having their legal statuses revoked. Hamilton, the massively popular musical, is running at the Kennedy Center. They have said they're canceling the show. And this statement, given these recent actions, our show simply cannot in good conscience participate and be part of the new culture that is being imposed on the Kennedy Center through President Trump. Therefore, we have canceled the third engagement of Hamilton at the Kennedy Center, originally scheduled for March 3rd through the 26th. Other plays and productions talking about canceling since Trump has taken over the Kennedy Center.
And they've lost all. They've had some huge, wonderful names in charge of the Kennedy Center. They've all resigned.
All resigned.
Ben Folds from the Ben Folds Five was their music director. Phenomenal musician.
That's a real strange one. Why did he take that over? And how? How's it even possible?
It doesn't make sense. Nothing about any of this makes sense.
What's the biggest complaint you have about the game Monopoly, Chuck?
Oh, it takes forever to play.
Exactly. And now Monopoly reinventing itself, its board game without paper money. What happens is you buy the new game. It's got a new colored board, and you download the Monopoly banking app to play the game. They say it speeds up the game. Reinventing themselves.
So Monopoly's gone Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. Good news, we always need a little bit of that. Scientists have discovered a new part of our immune system, and it's a gold mine of potential antibiotics. They've shown a part of the body known to recycle proteins has a secret mode that can spew out an arsenal of bacteria-killing chemicals. This is good news. Wow. Researchers in Israel say it transforms our understanding of how we are protected against infection and gives a new place to look for antibiotics to tackle the growing problem of superbugs that are resistant to current medications. So that's some good news.
That is.
Well, look at that science.
Imagine that.
Trump has not only doubled down on Greenland, he's tripled down now, saying that yesterday evening, he's refusing to rule out economic and military force to take Greenland. So now we're going to make war on Denmark?
I've seen some things I'm not going to talk about why the desired takeover to Greenland. I don't know the details, but I do know it benefits Russia a lot if an ally or somebody that Putin has control over is in control of Greenland. So,
all right, another story. Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels, the whiskey, entire brand tossed out of Canada because of this.
Yep. Yeah, they're. I've seen posts. They're removing American products off shelves countrywide right now.
Yeah, Jack Daniels maker Borman Foreman CEO Manson Whiting said yesterday Canadian provinces taking American liquor off the store shelves was worse than a tariff and a disproportionate response to levies imposed by the Trump administration. Going to cripple their business.
Well,
and they're not the only ones. All right.
No, yeah.
Would it be wrong if I said if you voted for this guy and you're shocked or you just lost your job? Well, hello. Target facing a 40-day consumer boycott starting Wednesday over the company's shift away from diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEA policies. This could be the end of Target. A 40-day consumer boycott is being called for because Target was the leader in businesses implementing DEI. So my question in the back of my head, Chuck, and I didn't know this. Maybe you do. Maybe some of our listeners don't. I thought, well, why are they stopping? I mean, wouldn't it be the business's choice if they want to offer diversity to, in their employment practices? Wouldn't it be their choice? If you keep DEA intact, the Trump administration will sue you.
That is insane.
this is really unfair to Target. They don't have a choice but to cancel DEA.
Yeah.
DEI,
Yeah.
excuse me. They don't have a choice but to cancel that. And I get these. I think it's an unfair targeting of Target.
You know, in the history of mankind, no culture ever that's been against diversity, equity, and inclusion has ever been the good guys. Not once.
Yeah. And no relationship ever worked going backwards to the past.
No, no, it doesn't work like that.
Obvious things. All right,
Wow.
go keep moving before we get ourselves in trouble.
I do have sort of a funny story to go along with the tariffs.
Okay.
Canada, playing with the idea, they've proposed a 100% tariffs on Tesla vehicles entering Canada.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's sad and deserved and funny and horrible all at the same time. It's crazy. All right, 17-year-old boy, airlines still having problems. This time, 17-year-old boy dressed as flight crew boarded a plane with a shotgun, taken down by crew and passengers.
What?
Yeah, he was dressed like flight crew and entered the airplane with a shotgun. 17 years old. Don't know how that all worked out, but we'll find out more.
At this day and age, how do you get a weapon past airport
That
security?
Maybe he got to use some side doors because he was dressed like an airplane worker. But usually, you see him, they got to buzz in with their cards. So I don't know. We'll like I said, we'll find out more. A horrible story here. South Korea's military and the U.S., I believe, doing drills. And they had live ammunition. And one of the F-16s accidentally dropped, how many was it? 8 bombs on a local village.
Wow.
He pressed the wrong button.
Whoa. Where was this?
South Korea.
Yikes.
You would think when you're running drills, you wouldn't be using live animals, animals. Yes, we're dropping animals.
I swear on my life, I thought turkeys could fly.
All right, that was kind of long. It was there you go, our some news headlines from today. We're going to move on right now. Coming up on 8 o'clock, KCHW Chihuahua, and we start off with today's bits and breaks. And here comes Chuck Ritchie with the morning joke.
All right, so if Lent just started and Easter is still over 40 days away, how come the marshmallow peeps in the stores are already hard as rocks?
You just gotta suck on them; they soften up.
You know, there's I'm not gonna name names, but there's a certain store that is nationwide that we have one here recently. Candy there, all their candy, all their chips, cookies. It doesn't matter the date; they are always stale. And they could be well within their date, and I don't know what it is about this national brand that no matter what they do, I don't know if it's how they store their products or whatever, but everything is always stale. And it is really bizarre. It's been an ongoing thing. Whether it's chips, anything that's like the snacky stuff, always stale. I don't get it. The candy always has that like white sheen on it, like it's been left in the heat and recooled.
Yeah, kind of like that. I stopped eating that famous brand of deli meats in the plastic container that has the cellophane that peels off the top, because you can see it through the cellophane, and sometimes it's got a nice green tint to it. That packaging hasn't worked since they put it out, but I've literally picked one up and looked at it and saw that the meat was green inside, and it was, maybe it got left on a pallet too long, so it got warm and spoiled and stuff. But yeah, when there's some kind of weird packaging and things are like that, I tend to.
When it shimmers like peacock feathers.
Yeah.
That's when you know.
All right. Second morning joke here. Deep within a forest, a little turtle began to climb a tree. After hours of effort, he reached the top, jumped into the air, waving his front legs, and crashed to the ground. After recovering, he slowly climbed the tree again, jumped, and fell back to the ground. Turtle tried again and again, while a couple of birds sitting on a branch watched his sad efforts. Finally, the female bird turned to her mate and said, "Honey, I think it's time to tell him he's adopted." By the why you're not a squirrel. You're a turtle.
Poor turtle.
This explains so much.
Poor turtle.
I wonder why you guys didn't hide in your shell.
so, so this next one here is a Facebook crisis, and I think we've all been here, Scott. Since Facebook, someone shared my 6th grade bully. He literally beat me up, threw my bike in the lake. Wants to be my Facebook friend. What is the etiquette? And people can comment on this. What is the etiquette if this happens to you? I think we all have these stories, unless you were the bully, of course. You know.
Mm-hmm. What is the proper etiquette? I don't know, maybe say it's really strange because it's pretty apparent. You send him a message back, says, I haven't approved your thing, but it's pretty strange because you obviously hated me in high school and tormented me, and give him a chance to apologize.
You know, I've had some that I just couldn't overlook some of the things, but then, you know, other times you think, you know, people are dumb when they're kids, and I look back at the stuff I did when I was a kid, and gosh, I was an idiot, you know. And there were times when, you know, maybe I wasn't the best person and I did things I regretted, and people can change. And I've had a few people that I'm actually really good friends with now that were probably not people I would have been friends with in school. But then, you know, on the other hand, you see those people, generally they still live in the same town, still doing the same things, still the same jerks they used to be. So I don't know. I try to give them a chance, but sometimes, nah, I just decline it.
It's probably horrible. You know, I should turn the other cheek, but I was only like 15 or 16. My bully was hurt in a bad accident
Mm-hmm.
and was all casted up. And he was trying to like be friendly to me and befriend me one night. I think we were at the bowling alley right there in Chihuahua. And I looked at him and I said, really? Get away. I will push you down. There was an expletive in there, but I was like, yeah, I ain't your friend. And I will push you down because you can't do anything about it. And I felt strangely good about that at the time. Now I regret it a little, but
Yeah.
that was kind of like, you bullied me and now you want to be my buddy. Because see, things can come around when you do stuff like that to people, and you never know when that bully one day might be your boss, Chuck.
Exactly. But you were well. It's actually usually the nerds that end up being your boss as an adult.
Yeah.
But you were an OG, right?
I think the best revenge would be is if you had a bully
Mhm.
and you live in the same town and now you're a cop.
Oh.
I'm gonna pull him over. All right, bad side to daylight savings time. Is there a good side to daylight savings time, Chuck?
No.
Sure.
No, there's not. Well, you know, I like that we get our hour back this weekend. So
All right, let's see. Monday, after shifting to daylight savings time, employees spend more time than normal on Monday surfing the web for stuff unrelated to work. So just plan on that. Coming up Monday, your employees won't be very motivated. Let's see. Heart attacks increased by 25% in hospitals on the Monday immediately following daylight savings time. That's according to the University of Colorado.
wow.
Workplace injuries, Chuck, be careful. An examination of mining injuries revealed that on Mondays, after the change, workers sustained more workplace injuries, and their injuries were more severe compared to other days. So stop working in mines, Chuck.
I'll try to cut back. especially when they put me in the tight crevices. I don't do well there.
And the last one, the Sleep Foundation warns that drowsy driving is common the first few days after the time change because your system's thrown off.
Yeah. You know, and I do know, growing up in Alaska, the daylight savings time is more extreme, I guess, than other places, because it's marks that time when you drive home one day as it's getting dark, and the next day it's pitch black an hour before you even have to go home. So it's like, it feels like the middle of the night by the time you're, even if you work a 9 to 5, you're driving home in the middle of the night, and it's a little off-putting, you know. And I do know that we get a lot of, growing up, we learned a lot of the statistics, learned a lot about seasonal affective disorder and all that. And self-harm rates, mostly in the fall when we fall back. Suicide rates go way up in the days following daylight savings time. It really increases depression. Not good for our mental health to have these sudden shifts.
Apparently, it's only an hour. You wouldn't think it'd be that big a deal.
But sometimes when people are on the edge, all it takes is that little spark to really cause bad things to happen. So
Wow. Wow. All right. So there you go. Happening Saturday night, I guess, daylight savings time. And I like how they do it on Saturday to give you a little buffer,
yeah, and
but it doesn't seem to work.
now that we have all this modern technology, like clocks, I don't think it's necessary. I don't see the benefit to it.
Yeah.
So
And farming is pretty much, I mean, not totally, but a lot of it's been corporatized.
yeah,
But back in the day where we didn't have the equipment we now, they needed those kids out of school to help on the farms. I don't think that's really happening as much. I'm sure it happens, but probably not. Especially like in states like, the bread belt. In
yeah.
the Great Plains, it probably happens a lot more. It's more important there. I know their school year is different.
Mhm.
In the Plains states, Iowa, North Dakota, Wyoming, they're out of school by May 31st. It never goes into June.
Right. Well,
Probably it's probably because of that pattern. Probably started because of farming.
yeah. Well, even still, most of those farm kids are homeschooled. So, sleep in an hour later and stay up an hour later.
What's it gonna hurt?
Right?
All right.
So,
I know a lot of people want it to stop. Moving on, children
yep.
share how to make the marriage work. Some of the best advice can come out of kids, right?
They can.
So why fork out thousands of therapy when making a marriage really work is child's play. Here's what 8 to 10 year olds had to say about marriage. Let's go back and forth on these, Chuck.
Okay.
First one, how do you decide who to marry? One child put, you got to find somebody who likes the same stuff. Like you like sports, she should like it that you like sports, and she should keep the chips and the dip coming.
Wow.
He's taking a lesson from Dad.
Wow.
All right, second person to answer that question, how do you decide who to marry? They answered, this child, no person really decides before they grow up who they're going to marry. God decides it all way before, and you get to find out later who you're stuck with.
Like the medieval days of arranged marriages. Wow.
All right, Chuck, what do you got?
So the right age to get married, 20. Someone said 23 is the best age because you know the person forever by then.
Forever.
Because you're an old person.
Yeah.
Next year, no age is good to get married at all. You have to be a fool to get married.
Oh, I love that kid. All right. The next question posed to the kids was, how can a stranger tell if two people are married? And the first child, I guess only one child answered this question. They said, you might have to guess based on whether they seem to be yelling at the same kids.
Wow. Wow. I always tell my kids when they get upset with us arguing with each other, we're not arguing with each other. We're just having a spirited debate.
Ah,
Yeah.
there you go.
It's just a spirited conversation with our voices
But we're
raised.
still getting divorced, kids.
And I do find the whole liking the same things and having similar interests not always in the best idea, because say you both like the same chocolate, and then you end up getting the bags with multiple stuff, and you end up with the same stuff every time left over that you have to throw away, and all the good stuff gets eaten first. So it's good if you
Yeah.
like different things. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one of you has to like ding dongs and one of you has to like Twinkies. 'Cause
Exactly.
If you, and then there's always an empty box somewhere.
Exactly. Why did you eat all my ding dongs? Ding dong. Yeah. So,
Is it you?
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's you.
what do you think your mom and dad have in common? Neither one of them want any more kids.
Next question given to the kids was, what do most people do on a date? First child answered, dates are for having fun, and people should use them to get to know each other. Even boys have something to say if you listen long enough.
Wow.
Wow, what a great
Maybe.
girl.
Maybe.
All right, this next kid says, on the first date, they tell each other lies, and that usually gets them interested enough to go on a second date.
Wow. Wow. That's a scathing report on society there, right there. True.
It is.
True.
It is.
What would you do on a first date that was going bad? This one said, I'd run home and play dead.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
Yeah.
I saw a thing recently where somebody's date escaped out of a bathroom window.
Ooh.
I'll be right back. And then they climbed out the bathroom window.
This kid's got it all down. I'm going to guess it's a girl. It says,
Okay.
when is it okay to kiss someone? And she answered, when they're rich.
Oh, wow.
And then another child answered, the law says you have to be 18, so I wouldn't want to mess with that.
That's right, kids. You have to be 18 before your first kiss. These are the rules. I don't make them.
All right. Last one, Chuck.
Last one here. How would you make your marriage work? This child said, tell your wife she looks pretty, even if she looks like a truck.
Wow, that's horrible. All right. Do you up for a little round of head-to-head trivia, Chuck, before we go to break?
I am, Scott. I am.
All right. You're going down.
Oh, probably.
You're going to
The
lose.
following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
That escalated quickly.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
My goal is to take Chuck's trivia crown and flush it.
Oh, well, I haven't really earned it that much lately, so there's that.
Okay.
Okay.
He does have a trivia crown. It's lots of jewels.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to roll out the first trivia question, Chuck?
Sure. So a magazine ad in Ladies' Home Journal in 1990 offended some women so much that hundreds canceled their subscription. What was that ad for? And there's a hint. It's in your bathroom now.
What was the ad for that offended women?
Yeah.
And it's in the bathroom now. Why would it offend women? Is it a product for women or a product for bathrooms?
It is a product for. I'm going to probably give you another hint here. It's a product for both men and women. But I'm guessing up until this point, it was primarily for men.
And it offended women.
It would offend women if you told them they needed to use this product.
A shaver.
No.
Oh, what?
No. Do you give up?
Plunger?
A plunger? Honey, what did you do in there?
You said both men and women could use it.
Yeah, true. I believe
I give up, Chuck. I'll take a loss on that one. That's tough.
Underarm deodorant.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could see how that would maybe offend their sensibilities a little bit back in the day. Okay, first one for you, Chuck. Scientists say it's quite likely that nearly every person on the planet has the ability to wiggle their pollux. That's Polex. What are they talking about? It's a
And
body part.
how many people?
Scientists say it's quite likely that nearly every person on the planet has the ability to wiggle their pollux. What are they talking about?
Is it your ears?
It is not.
Your nose?
It is not.
It's not your nose. Okay.
It's something that's easy to wiggle.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's something that's easy to wiggle. Is it your? No, I just have songs running through my head about wiggling.
I'll give it away.
Okay.
Fonzie was lucky he didn't break his.
It's what? Your thumb?
Your thumb.
Your thumb. Yeah.
Your pollux or your thumb. There you go.
Well, who can't? Well, I guess if you broke it or something, you can't wiggle it.
Wow, it didn't go. We didn't go there. Here, pull my pollux.
Dad.
What happened? Dad made me pull his pollux again.
All right.
All right, Chuck, I'm ready.
12% of the world's steel is used for what purpose?
Building automobiles?
That is correct, sir. Yay.
And the crowd goes wild. Okay.
I don't have the sound effect up.
Here, where you go.
There you go.
Hey.
Okay, what you got for me? What you got?
Oh, is it my turn? I thought it was your turn. No.
No,
Yeah,
good.
you just had to answer the thumb question. It's your turn to read a question.
Oh, I thought I just asked you about the automobiles.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
You're going to spend 6.5 years where?
6.5 years on the toilet.
No.
No.
We were just talking about it.
6.5 years wiggling your thumb. No.
No.
We were just talking about it.
Yeah.
In one of the other trivia questions?
Yeah.
In your car?
Yes. There you go. Good job,
Okay.
Chuck.
Okay.
6.5 years in your car. All right.
I think that's a low estimate.
Especially if you live in Seattle or something like that.
Or
I had a split shift job in Seattle years ago. Like you had to go I worked at a nightclub and you had to go into the bar during the daytime and do paperwork. And then you have to come back and do the night shift at the nightclub. And I spent an hour and a half a day, sometimes more, driving.
Or if you're like me and you go to the grocery store and you start watching that funny video on your phone, and then your wife messages you after you've been sitting in the parking lot for an hour. Where are you? Why have you taken so long at the store? And you realize, oh, I haven't actually gone in the store yet.
I'm scrolling in the parking lot.
I'm doom scrolling on Facebook. Leave me alone. All right.
All right. Do you have another one, Chuck?
I have one more here. The
Okay.
The average married man does this 5 times a year.
I can't say that on the radio, Chuck.
This seems a little high to me. It's generally, I think it's kind of relegated to holidays. My personal opinion, and luckily my wife's too, is it's kind of a waste. It's kind of a waste of money.
You're talking about flowers.
I am talking about flowers.
Every guy thinks flowers are a waste of money, but they don't admit it. Those things are dumb and they make me sneeze.
You know, I'm lucky that my wife too. She's like, if you're gonna buy me something, buy me, a nice pen, or some stationery, or something useful, not something that's gonna die in a couple days.
Something that's useful.
And we've tried throughout the years, especially with the kids. Instead of buying a flower that's gonna die, we'll buy a potted plant that will just
There you
die
go.
slower.
You're still gonna kill it.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
unfortunately.
All right. I got one more for you, Mr. Ritchie. This is Breakfast Bingo. It should be pretty easy. We're going to ask you 5 questions. I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and you're going to give me answers that spell the word bingo. First one, some kids ride one to school.
A bus?
Yeah,
Is it
thanks.
a bus? Yeah, I got it.
It was a doozy for me. Another name for a small dwelling made of ice.
Igloo.
Cashews, almonds, and pecans.
They are all nuts.
What if I would have said cashews, almonds, pecans, and Chuck?
Oh my. Same answer.
Yes, things that are nuts. Movies starring Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Sigourney Weaver.
Ghostbusters.
There you go. And what Chuck cooks in?
What Chuck cooks in?
Yeah.
That begins with an O?
Yeah.
Oh. What do I cook in that begins with an O? And
It's not an apron. What do you cook food in?
a pan? That doesn't begin with O. An oval pan?
I'm gonna go ahead and say I won.
It's gonna be
Just because of failure on that.
I'm gonna feel stupid now, aren't I?
I think we should just hold the show right here until someone posts the answer for you on Facebook.
Something that you cook food in that begins with an O. Why am I drawing a blank on this?
Yes, Chuck, it's called an oven.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me, oven. Yes, you cook in an oven. For the second time in the history of our 14 years, someone did not complete the super easy game called Breakfast Bingo. Wow.
And I do indeed feel stupid now.
Say what?
And I do indeed feel stupid now.
Just because I like played it up a whole bunch. It's okay.
I don't bake though. I'm not a baker. I'm more of a.
I was waiting for you to say, and I was going to give you credit for it too, to go, but I don't cook.
I cook. I cook a lot. I do most of the cooking. I rarely use the oven. And, an air fryer does not begin with an O, Scott.
But oven does.
It does. It does.
All right, we're going to go to the oven right now, take a little break, get a snack. We come back. Local birthdays, celebrity birthdays, little bit of history, goofy holidays, and we always wrap it up with the odd news. It's Scott and Chuck on your morning show on the big KCHW 102.7.
I'm going to go check my biscuits in the oven. That's not a euphemism.
As far as I'm concerned, this picture's over right now.
Well, why don't we take a 5-minute break?
Very good.
It's 8:20.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Wednesday afternoon update. I'm Mike Clifford. President Donald Trump will consider restoring aid to Ukraine if peace talks are arranged and confidence-building measures are taken. White House National Security Advisor Mike Waltz said today that from Reuters. They report Trump halted military aid to Ukraine on Monday, his latest move to reconfigure U.S. policy and adopt a more conciliatory stance toward Russia. Reuters notes Trump said Tuesday night that Ukraine was ready to sign a minerals deal with the U.S., which Washington says is crucial to secure continued U.S. backing for Ukraine's defense. Meantime, the budget resolution recently passed by the U.S. House calls for cutting $2 trillion in government spending to extend tax cuts passed during the Trump administration, including $880 billion from the committee that funds Medicaid health coverage.
Polly Anderson with the Colorado Community Health Network says those cuts would have immediate catastrophic impacts for health centers that treat all patients regardless of their ability to pay.
Currently, about 50% of patients are on Medicaid, and so it is the single largest payer for health centers in the state, and so very essential to keep providers working, to keep patients flowing through the health centers, and to keep the lights on.
7 in 10 Trump voters say cutting Medicaid is unacceptable, according to a recent survey, and Republicans note the budget resolution does not include the word Medicaid a single time. But according to a nonpartisan watchdog group, it would be virtually impossible for the Energy and Commerce Committee to meet its $880 billion target without cutting Medicaid or Medicare. I'm Eric Galatis.
Next to Iowa, where Governor Kim Reynolds has signed a measure that removes gender identity protections for LGBTQ plus people from the state's Civil Rights Code.
Senate File 418 makes Iowa the first state in the country to remove civil rights protections for a group of people who've been protected by law, taking the words gender identity out of its code. Common Good Iowa Executive Director Ann Disher says the measure belies Iowa's open-minded reputation and sends the wrong message to the rest of the nation.
Basically, it is saying that it's okay to discriminate against trans people in the workplace, in housing, in school, and in their financial lives.
Iowa passed its Civil Rights Act in 1965. I'm Mark Moran.
And thousands of folks in Ohio, relying on SNAP benefits to feed their families, are finding their accounts drained due to electronic skimming fraud. Audrey Van Zant of the Ohio Association of Food Banks says victims often don't realize it until it's too late.
They're taking their account information and draining their accounts. So then when that mother or that grandparent goes to swipe their benefit card, it's coming up that they have a $0 balance.
Until recently, federal reimbursements help people recover stolen benefits, but that funding ended in December. Now, Ohioans who fall victim to skimmers have no way to reclaim lost benefits. This is Public News Service. Next to South Dakota, where a Senate committee considers several bills today that would overhaul rules for getting citizen-led measures on the ballot.
Republican lawmakers want stricter requirements for ballot questions when South Dakota residents or affiliated organizations seek things like a constitutional amendment. One bill calls for raising the approval threshold to 60% of the vote when a measure gets onto the ballot. Stacey Roberts with Dakota Rural Action says this attempt appears to undermine voters' intelligence.
They're basically telling the population of South Dakota that they don't know what they're voting for. And I think that's very untrue.
Whether it's signing a petition or deciding a ballot measure on Election Day, Roberts feels voters are well informed. She likens these bills to sour grapes following the success of recent initiatives like Medicaid expansion. Bill sponsors say the ballots have been cluttered with too many citizen-led initiatives and that higher standards are needed for constitutional changes. I'm Mike Moen.
And environmental groups are voicing concerns about plans to build the nation's first small modular reactors, or SMRs, at the Palisades nuclear plant in Covert Township, Michigan.
Holtec International says it aims to revive Palisades later this year after it was decommissioned in 2022 and in 5 years install the nation's first SMRs. Critics warn the reactors would still produce radioactive waste without long-term disposal solutions and pose accidental risk like leaks and meltdowns. Michael Keegan with the grassroots group Don't Waste Michigan says about 80 companies are competing to market their SMRs, which he argues aren't really small nuclear reactors.
A colleague of mine refers to them as small mythical reactors because they don't exist. They're PowerPoint reactors. It's hyperbole, and they're all chasing Department of Energy money. We're talking billions of dollars.
Crystal Blair reporting.
And finally, bad air quality days are a heightened concern as ozone season begins in North Carolina.
Ozone season in the state lasts from March through October, when hot weather increases the prevalence of ground-level ozone. Education manager for Clean Air NC, Rafaela Vaca, says there are health impacts from poor ozone days.
Symptoms like shortness of breath, coughing, and throat irritation as short-term impacts, but over time it can cause inflamed airways and worsen conditions like asthma, bronchitis, emphysema, and also increase your susceptibility to lung infections.
Ground-level ozone forms from chemical reactions between nitrogen oxides and organic compounds emitted from car exhaust, aerosol, and manufacturing facilities. I'm Eric Tegedoff reporting.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Heard on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our content and trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
In our top story, it's daylight savings time again.
What if we don't get any information now? No, it's daylight savings, so it's only 2 o'clock. Listen, I can't go in the morning because my bubby, I got to change the clocks. Daylight savings.
And there's one thing that I know that you don't.
No. And what is that, dude?
Daylight savings time.
Daylight savings time.
That's right. Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. This is Chuck Ritchie again here with Scott Allen, reminding you to set your clocks forward on Sunday.
Yay!
Yeah.
Saturday night.
Saturday night. Sunday morning, Saturday night. When you wake up Sunday morning, you'll be at the wrong time.
I never set mine, and then I get confused at some point on Sunday. It's like a biannual event.
This is the time of year when the clock in my car is right again.
I think I told the story before, but once I showed up for an employee meeting, and it was at a hotel, and I walked into the bar and got a Pepsi, and I was standing there up against the counter, and the bartender goes, "Why aren't you in the meeting?" And I said, "It doesn't start for 10 minutes." And they go, "No, it started an hour ago." And I was like, "Oh, my clock. All
my
right.
clock. Hey, really quick before we get going here, we missed a couple things on the community calendar. One was on our public service our PSA service. And another
Okay.
one was sent to me directly that I forgot to list earlier. So on Saturday at the Courtside Brewery is the let's see, I'm trying to get this whole name right. The HRCC, the Huckleberry Range Community Collective, is having their annual seed swap. This is at the again at the brewery. HRCC is a members. Wait, no, I'm reading the wrong part here. The third annual seed swap is a community event to promote gardening and seed saving. Bringing a seed to trade is encouraged but not required. HRCC's seed library will be available with free seed for anyone, and that's happening from 1 to 4, right in between our breakfast and the concert.
Nice.
So there you go. And also the in Colville, at the Colville Ag and Trade Center, is the What on Earth Gem and Mineral Show. That's happening March 7th and 8th. It's very tiny writing. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. So that is the Gem and Mineral Show.
All right, and don't forget an intimate concert for our birthday coming your way Saturday. Doors open at 5:30. Nate Ostrander as our headliner. Mm-hmm. He will be accompanied by Ron Green, who's played our concert theater before. Yay! Yes. And Nathan Chartre is a local boy, who's also done a concert for us before, is going to open the show. Now, there's only about 50 seats, so this is an intimate concert with some great regional artists, okay? You don't want to miss it. Only 50 seats. Tickets will go fast. This will be a sold-out show. You don't want to miss out. And here is the secret. We are only selling tickets to the cool people.
That's right. So if you're cool, go get a ticket. Actually,
there you go. That's the trick. You have to be cool, man.
They are not sold out. We still have plenty of tickets left, but they are selling pretty quickly now. So
my thing there was you don't want to wait.
No, don't wait. If you wait, we might have some tickets available still at the door the day of the show, but we might not. So if you get your tickets now, then we at least know, not to sell any more tickets. So.
You don't want to stand for 2 hours.
Yeah, no. But it's if you've never been to a show here, this is a great time to come to a show. All of our shows are great, but it's really it's a fun experience. It really is. It's intimate. You really get a better feel. I'm one of those people. I don't like the great big arena shows. This is my jam right here. Small shows.
And 45 of our chairs are the most comfortable chairs in Chihuahua. Guarantee. Right. You can go anywhere in Chihuahua. You will not find a chair as comfortable as one of our theater chairs. Your butt will thank us.
That's right. And even they all have little tables that fold out for your snacks.
If you want to take notes about the performance.
For your snackies. Yeah.
We don't advise dancing them on them, though. They're really small and fragile.
So, you know what's funny, actually? I found out, I had to message Nate, be like, is Ron Green really coming with you? And he messaged me back. He's like, oh, yeah, definitely. And I was like, wow, I found out about it. I read about it in the Statesman Examiner from Colville. I had absolutely...
You didn't even know, and it's your show.
I had no idea, and it was in the paper, in another town's paper. It was one of those things I had to look into it because there was also a link to buy tickets. And, sometimes there's a lot of those like ticket scamming things going around. And I'm like, oh, what is this? And it was like a third party link that then relinks back to our actual link. So it took you to the right place. But for a second, I was like, what in the world is this? So, yeah, I had to message him and confirm. But indeed.
All right. Big show Saturday night, free breakfast Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, KCHW Studios in the Northern Lights Theater. Don't miss it. There you go.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one.
Oh, local birthdays, Chuck. That's what I want to hear. I want to know who in Chihuahua is going to get made fun of right now.
We have, sorry, guys. We have Shay Smith and Jim Sisko with birthdays today. Happy birthday, you
All
guys.
right. All the applause for you guys. And if you see them around town, point and laugh. Told them we talking about them on the radio, but don't tell them it was just their birthday.
Ha ha.
Just tell them it was something about a show and third-party links.
Tell them we talked about him the whole entire show, and we couldn't shut up about him. Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
All right, I should probably roll out some celebrity birthdays for today. We've got a few of them. Start off with Martin Cove, Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, turning 79. Actor-director Rob Reiner, 78. TV personality John Stossel, 78. Were you going to say something about Martin Cove?
No, I was just. Was he the instructor of the Cobra Kai dojo?
I don't know. I hate those shows. Don't watch it.
You didn't watch the movies in the 80s?
No, didn't like it either.
Oh, I guess I was a kid in the 80s, so the Karate Kid was my everything.
Well, I was a kid too, so. But no.
Sure.
All right, TV personality John Stossel, 78. Tom Arnold, 66. And I could be alone here, but I don't think Tom Arnold got enough movies. I think he was a funny guy. And I mean, I know he got famous for marrying Roseanne, but I think he was a good actor on his own and funny.
You know, the movie True Lies that he did with Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the funniest movies of all time. One of my favorite movies. I love that movie. And he was really good in that. Yeah.
D.L. Hughley turning 62. Connie Britton from Nashville, Friday Night Lights, and The White Lotus, 58. Moira Kelly from One Tree Hill, 57. Shaquille O'Neal, 53. And Milo Manheim from Zombies and School Spirits. Apparently, this kid only does scary stuff. He's 24, and there's your celebrity birthday.
There we go.
All right, Chuck's going to take us down the road of history. It's called It Happened. Hold on. Today.
Oh. You know, going back to Shaquille O'Neal, actually a really nice guy in real life. You hear all the kinds of stories. He actually, my small town in Alaska, he had a vacation home there, and you would regularly, in the 90s when he was at the height of his popularity, regularly see like Shaquille O'Neal in the grocery store in small town rural Alaska, and he was always like the sweetest guy. Just him.
Oh, you couldn't miss him. He's huge.
Oh, I know. Him and Wilford Brimley, always at Safeway.
Wow.
Yeah, it was weird.
I'm just curious if Wilford Brimley was buying donuts and ice cream.
You know, he was always just hanging out at the cash register, the checkout, talking to everybody.
Giving unsolicited advice.
It's the right thing to do and the right way to do it.
I have. Did you know Wilford Brimley recorded some music once?
I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, are you sick?
Diabetes. Diabetes testing supplies.
That song.
Diabetes.
That song right there, Chuck, is the reason I went out and got myself some diabetes.
We all gotta have it. I'm gonna get some right now. Thanks, Wilford.
I'm enjoying it right now.
How on earth did you have that song queued up and ready?
No, I could find it that fast, Chuck. That's how good I am.
I am impressed. Or is it just, it's always at the top of your playlist? It's your favorite song?
No, it's not. But I am just that good because of my diabetes.
There you go.
Diabetes.
Catch me jamming to that tune all the time. I really like when you get to say testing supplies.
And that does it for us, everybody. Good day. No.
So, you know how we always joke about I should run that through my Sharon filter.
Yeah.
And I was asking her if I've done anything on the radio that offended her, and it was just the diabetes song.
Oh, really?
So I'm sorry.
Wow. You know, I do.
So I figure it's okay. You know, if I was making fun of other people with diabetes, it'd be something. But since it's me, it's okay.
Right? It's like being a redhead. It's okay to make fun of redheads if you're one of them.
Yeah. Even if you're not, but his name's Brandon Hansen.
Yeah. You know, only a ginger can call another ginger. So, you know, I love having Sharon on Wednesdays, and it is I try to be careful because she's Sharon, and everybody loves Sharon. It is fun to look over and see her face get red sometimes. I have to admit, I love her to death. But yeah, sometimes I do have to make apologies afterwards, but nothing too bad. I try to keep the Sharon filter on.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right, Chuck, can we have that history now?
Yes, I can. 1899, Bayer registered aspirin as a trademark.
Oh.
1899. Do you think it was older than that? I thought aspirin was one of those things that like ancient people used the bark off the trees and yeah.
Yeah.
I guess as a trademark for the brand name, yeah. In 1993 in Maidstone, England, 33 cows were accidentally electrocuted by a faulty milking machine. That's sad. That's sad.
I knew a band once called Electric Beef.
I love it. Nowadays, that's just called Facebook.
Yeah.
Wow. 1997, Britain's Queen Elizabeth II launched the first official royal website, royal.gov.uk.
Should say that with a British accent or something. Royal.gov.uk.
The royal website.
There you go.
Me a website. Make it so. Yeah. 1999, police in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, arrested a man they say robbed a bank with a taxi waiting outside. The cab driver became suspicious after the man was inside for the bank only about a minute, then gave the driver a $50 bill for the $8 fare and told him to keep the change.
I like that guy.
Right? So the cab driver's like, man, this guy's a really good tipper. What's going on here?
White guys never tip that good.
Right? Wow.
Just saying.
True. 2006, a guy in Montana got charged back? Charged back? I don't know. I think it's a typo. When he bought a frozen
change back, no D.
Got change back. Okay, when he bought a frozen burrito at a convenience store, he bought 2 bacon and egg burritos. When he bit into the first one, he broke a tooth. Oh, he got change back. There were pennies in the burrito. The pennies probably ended up in the food when it was manufactured.
Ew.
That's horrible.
I broke a tooth on a penny.
I mean, is that better than finding like a finger or something in there?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to break your tooth on a finger.
My dad told me one time, I just broke a tooth on a Fig Newton. I said, Dad, I think that tooth was ready to come out.
Right? Wow. I have broken a tooth on an M&M before.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hard.
That makes it worse because when you bite it, especially a peanut M&M, then you don't know what's tooth and what's candy.
It's good to swallow.
Yeah. 2018, the world's oldest message in a bottle was found in Western Australia. It was thrown from the German ship Paula 132 years before.
Wow.
That is, I think, every child's dream, at least mine as a kid. You walk along the water, just keeping an eye out, hoping you find an old message in a bottle. It
never happened.
Two things in your life as a child that you thought would be a bigger part of your life: finding messages in bottles and quicksand. Neither one.
Yeah, I'm so
happened.
afraid of quicksand as a kid.
Right? We took plans. We learned how to get out of it. We took steps, and no quicksand. Turns out, not even a real thing.
Still waiting.
Yeah, quicksand is fake, like birds.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news. 2018, Forbes named Amazon founder Jeff Bezos as the world's richest person for the first time. Yes.
Hate rich people.
The world's most successful hoarder. All right, 2021, Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama was vaccinated against COVID-19.
And you're all caught up with Today in History.
Yep.
So, Jeff Bezos, richest man in the world, did a post yesterday. It was a post from somebody else in Chihuahua, and then Val commented on it, and I thought I'd put in my 2 cents too. And it was a negative post, I'll be honest, about Elon. And I pulled up, so Forbes has a real-time ticker that ticks the top richest, like 50 people, the top billionaires in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a real-time ticker. And right now, Elon Musk is miles ahead of everybody else at $354.8 billion. And I thought about this when I was watching the speech on Tuesday, and Trump saying that, yeah, these new tariffs and stuff, they're going to cause, and then he does his little baby face and puts his hands real close to his face. It's going to cause him pain. That's the way he said it. And like it's a joke or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could avoid that pain because Elon Musk could give, 333 million people in America. Elon Musk could get every single American $1 million and barely touch half of 1 billion out of the $354.8 billion he has. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
So there doesn't need to be any problem from the tariffs or tightening up our belts or families suffering or going hungry or not having enough health care because Elon could give us all $1 million if he wasn't such a. Thank you.
Well, I always say a good example of that is the female that's alive right now that has earned more money than any other female on the planet, could be one of the richest people in the world, could be easily the richest woman in the world, has a net worth of only a few $1 million. And that's Dolly Parton, because she gives away almost everything she makes and still lives a life of luxury. She still has she has no wants, no needs. Everything she could ever possibly need, she can get. Richer than any of us could ever imagine, but still gives away about 90% of her income to charities and good causes. And if we had more billionaires with the morals and scruples of Dolly Parton, the world would be a lot better place.
I promise if I ever become a billionaire, I will give every person in the U.S. $1 million.
There you go.
And I'll still have plenty left for the rest of my life, my children's life, and so on, and so on, and so on. Nobody needs this much money. Here we go with special events for today. I'm all wound up. It's Alamo Day.
Remember that?
Yeah. All right. Stop Bad Service Day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's cool.
Just
Nothing
stop
like some bad service.
Right.
It's Dress Day, and that's why me and Chuck are both wearing them.
Yep. You can only see us from the chest up.
Fun facts about Names Day. It's Dentist Day. Frozen Food Day. Everybody's favorite Oreo Cookie Day. And we'll wrap it up with a White Chocolate Cheesecake Day. There you go.
Nice. That
number of the day. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm not a big fan of Oreo cookies, but my coughing at the beginning of the show was cookie related. It was a Nutter Butter. They're very dry.
Put that cookie down now!
I told you.
I was coughing on crumbs from a Nutter Butter. Love them though.
Don't say that out loud.
Yeah, probably not. Your face is getting redder than mine on that one.
It just sounded weird. That's all I'm saying for you.
So the number of the day is 340. Those are the number of people injured in the United Kingdom each year by those toilet roll holders.
Apparently they hit them with their teeth.
They are spring-loaded.
They are spring-loaded.
So you got to be careful.
I lost an eye.
It's all fun and games till someone loses an eye. Yep.
Oh, that's tragic. All right. So glad you're here. We're going to wrap it up and get you off to work with a little, what do we call it, Chuck?
News attack.
Yeah.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Part one of your odd news, the news attack. First sentence true, second sentence bad joke. Here's Chuck Ritchie.
And we tried to make the jokes extra bad today.
Good.
Just for your pleasure. Our trucks and SUVs are so big that home builders are offering upsized garages in their home building packages. Yeah, the family's moving. We need more room. We just welcomed a crew cab to our family.
Bigger's better. To stay virus free, people are handshaking less and elbow bumping more. I prefer to headbutt.
Yeah. How's it going? Wham! I like it.
And Chuck will be headbutting everybody Saturday night.
That's right. Welcome to KCHW. Wham! Wow. A study found it absolutely doesn't matter to our bodies what time we eat our meals, which is why my favorite time of the day is Egg McMuffin o'clock.
Or what I like to call is when I buy the extra McChicken and I put it in the fridge, and then I open the fridge door late night and I open up and I go, oh, yay, my McMidnight. It's a thing. I'm saying.
That old song, I just love McChicken, I love it all the time. Remember that one?
No.
But I love it more than ever for a buck 89. You don't remember that one?
That's pretty good.
It was from the late 80s, early 90s, I think. Used to know the guy that wrote that jingle, and that I believe to the end of his days was his claim to fame, was writing the chicken whatever sandwich jingle for McDonald's. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I wish I had a claim to fame like that.
I know, right? He was so proud of it, and I remember I was like 19 or 20 at the time, and I was like, wow, that is so cool. He's a celebrity.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. The World Health Organization said the world is eating way too much sugar. If that's true, you'd think the world would be a much sweeter place.
No, because everybody gets that sugar crash afterwards.
Oh, yep. They're all angry. Okay, I get it.
So Alaska's sled dog race, the Iditarod, is underway. It's cold and harrowing, but it's 4,000 miles away from Washington, D.C.
I'm going. We've just got a new president. Where are you going? The moon.
As far away as possible.
Last sled dog race, the Iditarod, is underway, Chuck. I know you have a friend that's done it before, don't you?
I do. I was just looking it up to see if I don't know if he's doing it this year or not. I know he had some setbacks in the last year, so I'm going to check.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal, though. It's basically a long-distance road trip in a convertible with 0 stops for a Starbucks.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what? Get this. I just looked it up. My friend Nicholas is indeed racing the Iditarod. He is currently in 12th place.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm
betting on Nicholas.
For those of you following along, that is a shameless plug, Nicholas Petit. He was my old roommate. He's taken second a couple of times. His first year, he actually got Rookie of the Year. He's a pretty good musher, and I was there with him the day he got the mushing bug. We were broke, looking for some food. Found a free church picnic. We were out like about an hour away from home fishing, and got done with fishing for the day. Neither of us had any money to go get anything to eat, and saw a church picnic and thought, let's stop. And he ended up befriending a woman there that was a musher, and we stayed for hours talking to this wonderful lady who was a dog musher, and he got the bug right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
But
all right, you got one about kitchen sponges or chicken sponges. Those would be cool.
Don't use a chicken to clean your counters with. Yet another study finds that kitchen sponges are loaded with bacteria, second only to the level found in your kid's laundry basket.
See? Chicken sponges. Not a bad idea.
I have always equated washing things in your kitchen with a sponge pretty much the equivalent of just taking a piece of raw chicken and wiping it around everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, survey found that people around the world who are 40 and younger feel that religious faith is not so important. That's because they're still too young to know what it's like to have your prayers answered that there's a nearby restroom.
Oh.
Leave her out of me every time.
It does, man. Even the most ardent atheist will thank God when they find it.
Thank God there's a toilet.
Right.
All right, we move on to wacky but true. We don't add anything to these stories, but clips from television and movie shows that help explain it in better detail. Chuck.
All right. So a recent social media sensation was sparked by photos of a giraffe appearing to travel in the bed of a pickup truck near Detroit. Of course, Except the animal was not on a wild journey. It was actually deceased and in transit for preservation. Nathan Szymanski shared the viral images on Facebook, leading to widespread speculation. The truck's driver, Darren W. of St. Clair Flats Taxidermy, confirmed that the giraffe had passed away of old age at a zoo. He was a skilled taxidermist and was tasked with conserving the creature for a museum exhibit.
And Chuck was afraid to say the man's name, but you know me, I'm not. His name was, what was his first name, Chuck?
His name, Darren.
Darren. Second name, Mr. Wiener.
Darren Wiener.
Darren Wiener.
I mean, if congressmen can do it.
Yes. It's with an H, though.
Winner.
Oh, let's pronounce it that. I'm not a wiener, I'm a winner. I say that all the time.
Right? That's your mantra.
My mantra. It's actually on the back of my car. All right. In order to dodge a drunk driving check, I didn't play the sound effect for Mr. Wiener. Sorry. I apologize.
That's okay.
We have a giraffe.
Those giraffes you sold me, they won't mate. They just walk around eating and not mating.
He's dead, Joe. He's dead, Joe.
Giraffe, quarter pockets.
Wait, wait, no, come on, wait!
We crossed a racehorse with a giraffe. He's a cinch to win by a neck.
Hanson, could you round up Johnny Chimpo and Jerry Giraffe and Artie the Alligator and bring them in for a lineup?
Of course.
Of course.
In order to dodge a drunk driving checkpoint, man in China ditched his car and ducked into a nearby restaurant to pass himself off as the chef by putting on the hat and apron. The police saw the man and followed him into the restaurant, and they did actually arrest him.
So that's the entrance to his hiding place.
There's no shame in hiding. Oh, I better call my mother.
Where is thy leather apron and thy rule? What dost thou with thy best apparel on?
The hat look good? Tell me the hat look good. The apron is a bit much.
I'm a simpleton. I like being tied to my wife's apron strings.
Yeah.
You know, so true story. A friend of mine way back in the day, early 20s, found 2 Denny's uniforms in a secondhand store. We thought it'd be really funny as a prank to buy them. Because we'd recently seen a video, someone else did it. So just dumb luck, we found the uniforms like a few days later. So we bought them and decided to prank the local Denny's, put on the uniforms, walked it straight into the back of the kitchen, and just started doing dishes. And turned out to not be a funny prank at all because nobody even noticed or cared. So we probably washed dishes for about half an hour with stupid grins on our face, waiting for somebody to say something, wait for somebody to notice. Nobody even gave us a second look. So we turned around and walked out because it was a really dull prank.
Wow, that's horrible.
Yeah.
All the way through the event, Chuck got a raise.
Right. We kept waiting. We're acting like idiots.
That's a weird one, but good. Good try.
It was very weird. Yep. We give up. All right. All right. Next one. A personal chef in Japan has grown tired of the complaints he's getting from the family he works for. He shared on social media that the family, mom, dad, 3 kids, regularly berate him over the meals he prepares. He says when he offered to resign, they apologized and begged him to stay. The chef says that he now gets harmless revenge by substituting some of the more expensive ground meats the family likes in their meals with Spam. Ooh, the canned meat. The other meat, if you call it that. The chef posted that when the family praises the meal, he smiles inside knowing they aren't getting the fancy meats they want. And when they complain, he smiles inside knowing they have no clue he's been using Spam.
Wow. And you can't eat your pudding if you don't eat your meat.
Exactly. And Spam is basically meat pudding, right?
Yeah.
We dine well here in Camelot. We eat ham and jam and spam a lot.
I'm tired of eating that barbecue from up the street. Where they give you more sauce than they give you meat.
You guys gotta try this.
Just don't ask where the meat comes from.
Before that, I was thinking I could use me another 6 or 8 cans of that potted meat. You got any extra?
Uh-huh. Okay. Hey, Joe. Butcher, he says he wants 2 spaghetti speciale, heavy on the meatball.
Sure there's no meat in there? Spam, maybe? Bit of sausage? Anything like that?
I have a longing to eat a cow.
I can't believe it. An entire cow. Hooves, tail, bones, ears, the whole thing.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Are you a Spam fan, Scott?
It's okay.
You know, I have a weird, I don't, and then every once in a while I just get this craving. I want some like crispy fried Spam, you know?
I get it when I look like when you're at a bigger store and they have the vast variety of different kinds of Spam, and I'm going, ooh, Spam with bacon, Spam with sausage, Spam with cheese, Spam with unicorn.
Exactly. You know, they make one that's a teriyaki Spam, and it's actually pretty darn good. I made the other day I actually made a fried rice with Spam and pineapple, like a Hawaiian fried rice. It was sweet and sour. It was really, really good. So yeah.
All right.
Where
Let's
are we?
see.
Oh, it's your turn.
As far as I'm concerned, this picture's over right now.
I got to go throw up. Man in Germany went on vacation but left his radio and lights on in his apartment. After neighbors alerted police to the loud, continuous music, cops, fearing the man had died, broke into the house. A friend of the man said he left the music on so his hamster wouldn't get lonely.
Aww.
Yeah, it's a big problem for hamsters.
Loneliness has followed me my whole life, everywhere. Bars and cars, sidewalks, stores, everywhere. There's no escape.
Don't do this! You just need help! We all get lonely.
This time, that revved up rodent is in for a big surprise.
Not gerbil, sir, a hamster. Gerbils are more streamlined, and hamsters have a tendency to be fluffier.
I know she poisoned your hamsters. She told me all about it, and she's very sorry.
Sometimes when he's in a bad mood or feeling lonely, we hear him thumping around, breaking glasses and bottles, trying so hard to communicate with us.
What's the matter? Don't you speak rodent?
Scott does.
It's funny that most politicians do.
They do, yeah. Yeah. That's what the subtitles on the TV are for, so we can understand what they're saying.
Rodent.
Right. Wow. All right, we got one more here. A man in Florida impersonating an NBA agent. An agent, like a sports agent. Yeah. He was arrested for allegedly stealing $769,000 worth of earrings from a Tiffany & Co. store. Jathan. I thought I said that with a lisp, but it was Jathan Gilder.
What's your name, Jathan?
Jathan. My name's Jathan. Sorry, Jathan. I'm not trying to make fun of you. Wow, that's messed up.
Why'd they do that to him?
I don't know. Jeez. Mr. Gilder claimed to be shopping for an Orlando Magic player and attempted to flee with the pricey items, but then was apprehended by police shortly after. Upon arrest, authorities claim Gilder swallowed the stolen earrings, leading to the need for an X-ray to confirm the items were in fact inside his stomach. Facing charges of robbery and grand theft, this incident is not Gilder's first brush with the law, as he was probably accused of a similar theft from a Tiffany store in Texas in 2022.
Wow.
No, previously, not probably. Probably.
Sometimes we get one of these stories where somebody's eating something they shouldn't. You can kind of figure it's going to pass, but that ain't.
Especially with the earrings, they got those little posts on them that stick out.
What if they're hoops?
Right? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's find out.
Jewelry shops. Why didn't I think of that?
Earrings? I don't remember.
How's the jewelry business, Berger?
Tell her you sent her the $500,000 pair of earrings.
You know that I'm not allowed to wear hoop earrings, right?
Mr. Emmerich is taking the jewelry off our hands.
The police would remove the jewelry from the body, wouldn't they?
I don't know what hit me. I'm driving up here and I say to myself, who cares about Florida?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. You see, the state of Florida, they dropped the rest of the time I owe them. Because that warden, he faked up those additional charges he had against me.
Great.
I used to have a roommate, but my mom moved to Florida.
Everyone from Florida is stupid. Everyone from Florida is dumb. I might not be the brightest guy, but next to them my IQ's high. If they had guitars, here's how they'd strum.
Jewelry shops. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
You know, one of these days I'd like to start a It Happened in Florida segment where we take a bunch of really dumb news stories and figure out which one happened in Florida.
I kind of got tired of it.
Yeah.
But pay attention. There's at least one every day. and sometimes multiple. And we'd do a running, when I was doing the mornings, we'd do a running tally. And whenever we hit 3 stories from Florida, or Florida got brought up 3 times, we'd have to play the song. But we were like playing it constantly. It got kind of irritating.
What is in the water in Florida?
I don't know, man.
Dysentery?
People should be...
Giardia? I don't know.
I don't know, but I plan on going there next winter to find out.
You know, from my time that I've spent in Florida, not a lot of time, but people are either really grumpy or really dumb or a combination of the two.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is my friend Grumpy, my friend Dumb. They just got married. They're grumpy and dumb.
Right. I wonder if it's much like the tourists that like went up on the train in Alaska. They spend all their money to get there and realize, man, this sucks.
What was I thinking? Greenland.
This is boring.
All right, as we wrap things up, we've got a few things to tell you here. We'll try not to run too long.
Yep.
First up, don't forget, please, we've got a birthday party coming up on Saturday. We're in our membership drive. Tickets and information for the membership drive on our websites at kchw.org, northernlightspublicradio.com, and, of course, a link on our Facebook page as well. If you can get a membership, we'd really appreciate it. It is tax deductible. They start at $20, go up to $102.70. And, of course, we are a 501c nonprofit. So you can donate any amount you want, and it's always a tax deduction. So keep that in mind. If you just have too much money in your pockets, we could use a little extra.
Exactly.
All right. So there's our tickets. Don't forget the birthday. We got free breakfast Saturday morning at 10. Chuck's put together a great concert, 5:30. Doors open on Saturday night for that. So Saturday, a big day for the radio station. We hope you come by and enjoy it. Enjoy the free breakfast. Maybe pick up a membership form, buy a concert ticket, something like that, and help us out here at Northern Lights Public Radio.
Yep.
Who is on your show tomorrow for guests, Chuck?
Well, let's start with tonight. We have 6 to 8 p.m. with Out of the Woods. 8 to 9 p.m. for Kelton A Twist. 9 to 11 is Acoustic Cafe. Then tomorrow morning we have myself. We have Craig McQuain, Paula Randall. And I'd sent you a message, and I meant to do it a long time ago, and I apologize for that. But I would like, Scott, right here live on the air, to invite you as our special honored guest as the day before our birthday celebration.
Tomorrow, on tomorrow's show?
Yeah. You can say no. It's okay. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, I can. Maybe are you guys doing any live music or anything to get in the way? And I'll just I'll log in at some time, and you'll see me pop up there, and that Scott's here.
No, well, I figured in honor of our birthday, we've been having musicians every Friday, but I would like to hear some more stories, and I think our listeners would, about in honor of our birthday, in honor of all the 14 years we've been on the air, to hear some of the stories about starting the radio station.
All right,
and all the stuff.
I will show up and let you interview me. How's that?
Yeah. So if you can show up at 8, and we'll have Scott Allen as our special honored guest in celebration of KCHW's birthday.
Thank you, Chuck. That's very sweet.
And I guess
I'm doing the morning show tomorrow. Woo-hoo.
And I've been meaning to ask you for weeks, and it's one of those things that just keeps slipping my mind. I'm like, whoop. How many times have I talked to you?
Lucky for you, I have no life over here in Maine,
Right.
so I'm totally free.
I figured you were. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't forget,
Awesome.
You got a beautiful day today, high of 57, sunny skies, and an art walk on the beautiful streets of Chihuahua tonight. That begins at 5. Of course, Trails End puts on the first Thursday art walk. 83 different presentations of art from over 40 artists at the Trails End Gallery. Plus, you've got art in all the restaurants and bars around town.
Yeah.
So it's a great evening to get out and enjoy your community and your friends. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
And a big thank you to Tim Nelson, Trails End Gallery, for always doing this for the community. Yay!
He has done a lot for the art community here.
That's all I got, Chuck, unless you want to throw something else out.
No, I would like to say you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for listening.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. It's KCHW 102.7.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and polish.
All right, Chuck. Whatever you say.
Yeah.
I wanted to be detective too. It only took brains, courage, and a gun, and I had the gun.
It's not.